It's time for the one and the only show. It's the Luke Howard Show Live. Woo, 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 woo. Please welcome Luke Howard. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. What a kind audience you are. I get it 5 days a week and I'm used to it, so thank you very much for that. Good morning. Morning. Welcome to a new week of the one and the only show, the Luke Howard Show. It's Monday the 27th of July. And we've got a cracking show coming up today. Lots of stuff to look forward to. We've got music. We've got chats, of course. Well, the chats are just me speaking and I don't shut up sort of thing, if you know what I mean. And we've got entertainment. We've got music. We've got everything. The whole show's amazing. 5 days a week from 10 until 10:45. Of course, to get in touch with Britain's best radio show, I must say, of course, you can get in touch with the show. 07593 847 105 is the number to text. If you are texting, text the word talk in capitals and your name to that number, or call that number. I'll say it again, 07593 847 105. Great number to call or text, or you can email us. It's garyjhoward68@hotmail.com, or there's another email which is 345-457@student.hrc.ac.uk, or you can find us on Instagram, would you believe? It is at the Luke Howard Show. It's at the Luke Howard fan page on Instagram. That's what it is. The Luke Howard fan page. You just put it on Instagram and it will come up, would you believe? Come up. Just leave your message there, and whatever you want to leave there, and we'll get straight back to you. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Or you can do the hashtags. It's hashtag Luke Howard, hashtag Luke Howard Show, or hashtag listen to the Luke Howard Show. Lots of great ways to get in touch with Britain's best radio show today, would you believe? So go ahead, or just leave a message below. I mean, what I'm going to do is, I'll just say what's going on the show today in the chat thing, and then if you would like to, you can leave the message below, and I'll mention you on the show. Great ways to get in touch with the show today. So I really hope you're all well, and you're raring to go for this week. It's the last week in July, no! But don't worry, because next week is August. I'll be here all next week, and then the week after that, I'm only here 3 days. And then after that, I'm off on my holidays for about a week and a half. I think 11 days I'll be off for after that. And then I shall be back on the 24th of August. So I'm here all next week, and then for 3 days the week after that, it's Monday to Wednesday. And then after that, I'm off on my holidays, which is very sad, because I'll miss you all dearly. It'll only be 11 days. I'll only be gone for 11 days. But then I shall be back on the 24th of next month. So, okay, so let's start off then by talking about, let's crack on there, because we've got lots to get through, as I just said. We're talking about lots of things, including, of course, coronavirus, okay, and the UK has had to act rapidly, okay, over desperately on Spain quarantine. Now, the government has had to act rapidly and decreasively to impose a 14-day quarantine on people arriving in the UK from Spain. Spain was all over the news yesterday. My mum's best friend, she lives in Spain. She was supposed to be coming over next week on Friday. She spoke to her yesterday, and she thinks that she's not going to be coming over at all now because of all of what's going on. So I'm going to be covering everything that you need to know about it right now on the show. So keep your ears peeled and listen, because keep your ears out, because I'm just about to talk about what's going to be happening. Okay, because the Health Minister Helen Wheatley has told the BBC that it was the right thing to do, as the UK's virus rate must be kept right down. Okay, it should be kept right down to avoid a second spike. Now, she added that Number 10 would keep the quarantine policy for other countries under review. Labour has called for financial support for people having to quarantine. The party says that there is no guarantee employees will allow people to work from home for 2 weeks. Now, Miss Wheatley said that after all the sacrifice that was made during this lockdown, and now that restrictions are being cautiously and carefully reduced to the UK, and cannot take the risk of going back to a situation of rising virus rates. This is across the country, by the way. Now, Andrew Flinkman, the managing director of Turo UK and Ireland, the UK's biggest, this is the tour operator, he called for a more nuanced quarantine policy. And this would also, I would believe, allow customers to go to a certain regions of countries with a lower number of infections. The company has cancelled the mainland Spanish holidays until the 9th of August after the change in rules, but has said that all those going to, Balearic and Canary Islands could still travel as planned from today. He told a news programme then that we'd really like a announced policy, so if there is a travel that advises that they say that you can still go to the Canary Islands and the Balearics, would also like to have this all backed up into a quarantine that obviously isn't in place. If there is travel advice that says that you can't go, then they all believe that clearly the quarantine should be in place. But if we can have aligned up with the original policy, then they said it will be much easier for us to communicate that to customers. Now, they said that it was challenged on the difference in the number of new infections between mainland Spain and places like the Balearic Islands. And this is Miss Wheatley. She said that she recognised that, Mrs. Wheatley, her name is, the rates that are lower in the islands, but they were going up very rapidly on some locations. And they're not just in mainland Spain. They're, no. They're not just there at all. And number 10 has said that it has to take scientific advice, and this is to how it is to protect our country, of course, our whole country, the UK. They've got to try and plan how are they going to do it, how are they going to protect our country. She urged anyone considering looking for a holiday to be mindful that we are still in this situation of a global pandemic. She said the new coronavirus travel was announced on Saturday, which was 2 days ago, following a spike in a number of new cases in Spain this week. But of course it came into force less than 6 hours after it was confirmed by the government. Okay, right, we're getting somewhere now. Labour Shadow Home Secretary, this is Nick Thomas Simmons, he said that the short notice of the announcement had created a sense of panic and loss of control. He added that the government should have proper conscientious plans to support people coming home where there is no guarantee and their employers will allow them 14 days of work flexibility. And we all know that anyway. I mean, there's lots to know in this story. There's a lot to know. I mean, I can now see a photo of a family on a beach. I don't know where this is. Where is this? This is in, I would believe... I'm just going to find out where it is. I don't know where it is, but this is in Spain. An English family are in Spain on holiday now, okay? And I can see the photo. And it is high time, though, that a certificate deal for reservation is introduced, as this is quarantine measures continue to affect the travel industry. Now, Foreign Secretary, this is Dominic Raab. Now, he said on Sunday it defended the Swift decision, saying he knew it would cause a disruption for holidaymakers, but that the government can't make apologies. But almost 1.8 million people were due to fly from the UK to Spain before the end of August, would you believe, the end of next month, according to analyses by travel experts at the PC agency. Now, what are so many people that are aiming to go away abroad in August? I think I said to everyone yesterday, I loaded up my computer, okay? I loaded the computer up, I looked on that computer, and all I could see on there was everywhere was fully booked up. The whole of July, the whole of August, and the whole of September, whole of October, and half of November, and then a little bit of December, and then after December, they're not quite sure about that yet. But people, come on, they're all going away, and everywhere you look at now in this country, it's all fully booked up. I mean, I've looked in so many places, and it's all booked up. And I couldn't believe it, though, when I actually saw on that computer that every single cottage that was fully booked up before hasn't changed. It's still all fully booked up. Everywhere is. But quarantine measures did apply to those returning from mainland Spain, the Canary Islands and the Balearic Islands, such as Majorca and Ibiza. I know Ibiza very well because our cousins were set to go to Ibiza next month for their holiday, but they all can't go now because of all of this going on. But returning travellers must provide an address where they will self-isolate for 14 days, and failing to do so could result in a fine. During those 2 weeks, people must not go to work, school or public areas. School? There's no schools on at the moment anyway, so I don't know why they're all saying that they shouldn't go to school, because there's no schools at the moment at all. They all have visitors, because of course it is the summer holidays. They all have visitors except for essential support, and they should not go out to buy food if they can rely on others. People who do not self-isolate can have a fine, okay, for up to £1,000 in England and Wales and Northern Ireland. And those returning to England could be fined £480, with fines of up to £5,000 for persistent offenders. A small number of people travelling in the UK will be exempt from having to quarantine, such as, I think, registered health or care workers or those with pre-arranged health treatments. Now, the Director General of the Confederation of British Industry, Dame Caroline Fairbairn, said that the new measures would have a chilling impact, okay, on the tourism industry, and that there are lessons to be learned, would you believe? Anyone who is going abroad at this moment will now have to know that this can happen. He told a radio programme, the Westminster Hour programme, that it was in a small print, but I'm not sure, he said, that people knew that the advice could change so quickly. He said, I do think that there is also a real consideration around the tourism industry itself. However, she said the government hadn't made the right decision given the rising infection levels. She said her comments come after airlines included, this is British Airways, okay, they criticised the new measures, didn't they, as yet another blow to British holidaymakers. Now, the Airport Operators Association said that the new measures would further damage what is already a fragile restart of the aviation sector, which continues to face the biggest challenges in history. Now, a question was asked, okay, what should I do if I'm already in Spain? You can still, though, continue your holiday, people, okay? If you're listening now and you're over in Spain, you're thinking, oh, God, what should I do? Well, stay over there, and when it's finished, when you've had your holiday, get on your plane and come back to England. That's what you do. Just don't think about it when you're at the airport. Just because you're in your own little world, but you just got a mask over your face and you're walking through the airport, and just think that none of this is going on, sort of thing. So if you are going to an airport today or tomorrow and you are walking through it, or with lots of people wearing face masks and you're wearing a face mask yourself, I would actually suggest to just close your eyes and just think you're in a different world, sort of thing. And you can also check the Foreign Office FCO travel advice, okay, as well. So there was another question that was asked, what about if I have a trip to Spain booked? You can contact your travel provider, as some holiday operators like Chew, which is Thompson, have cancelled trips to mainland Spain. The FCO is advising against all non-essential travel to mainland Spain, but that does not actually include the Canary Islands, okay, and the Balearic Islands, such as Majorca and Ibiza. However, anyone arriving from any part of Spain, including these islands, must quarantine, okay? So, I mean, our cousins aren't going up there now. They were going to, but they're not going now. They've cancelled it, and a lot of I know lots of other people who are also going away, and yeah, so if you are going away this week or next week, if you want to cancel it, just go back to your travel agent and they will help you and guide you with what is going to be happening. Okay, so students' obesity. Okay, obesity, unhealthy buy one get one free deals has been targeted, but buy one get one free. In other words, bog off deals and unhealthy food will be banned as part of government's bid to tackle obesity in England. The plan also includes restrictions of where foods high in and fat and sugar can actually be promoted in stores, and new rules for displaying calories on menus. Okay, now a ban on junk food adverts before 9 o'clock in the evening has also been confirmed. We spoke about this on the show the other day, but this is for the whole of the country. Okay, Boris Johnson said the plans would help reduce our health risks and protect ourselves against coronavirus. Of course, I mean, I believe him, it's right, okay, I believe you there, Boris, you are right there. The Prime Minister has unveiled its strategy later amid growing evidence of a link between obesity and can be increased risk by this COVID-19. Now, government statistics showed nearly 8% of critically ill patients in intensive care units with the virus that have been notably obese, compared with 2.9% of the general population. And I've got a little table here to see how it was like back in those days, and then it just goes on about obesity people. I've got a picture right in front of me now of people with obesity, and it's not people should be eating healthily food, these people, I suppose. But along with the ban on TV and online adverts before the watershed, the government has said it would help a consultation on whether to stop fast food adverts online together. Okay, we'll leave that story there as well. So one more story then, because students are going back to university, but with masks on, but no bars are going to be open at all. So basically, university students are going back, but they've got to wear masks, and no bars and pubs are going to be open there at all.